Do doodle doo 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 do doodle doo 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 doo. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your life's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. Seems like you're always stuck in second gear. Well, it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. I'll be there for you. Friends is a hypocritical homosexual show. A hypocritical homosexual show. And it's affecting our society. Be that as it may, let that be as it may. It is not Christian. It is not for Christians to watch. It's filthy crap. Michael Savage said, and I don't listen to Michael Savage really now, the sewer pipe out of Hollywood. That's what Friends is. They're anti-homosexual. They say they're anti-homosexual. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode. I flip it every time. Well, I should say I don't think I've ever seen a full episode. I have flipped it every time. I no longer have a TV because of the crap. And while I hear Jennifer Aniston say, "Oh, so-and-so's gay," and then Joey, whatever his name was, Matt LeBlanc say someone's gay, as if they've got no familiarity with the subject. You know, if you're homosexual, fine. But when they're pumping it through the TV and they're not being honest, I got a problem with it. I don't like it. They're trying to say that being cool is being homosexual. Better to watch Will and Grace. If the characters are honestly, openly homosexual, then you know what you're getting. But people don't want to watch that because it's openly homosexual. A friend of mine, Larry, said, "Oh, there's a show, Will and Grace." So what's it like? He said, "Just watch it. Just wait and watch it." You know, he thought it was disgusting, but Friends is much worse. It says to be popular. Let me go shut that off. It says to be popular, you have to be a heterosexual. That's what it says. I saw a Saturday Night Live clip when I had a TV. I was watching part of Saturday Night Live, and the situation was Luke Perry. I think his name is Luke Perry. The Chandler character was on there saying, "Joey, get me my shawl," in an effeminate voice. That is what Friends is. It's effeminate. Matt LeBlanc, the Joey character, is effeminate. Chandler is obviously effeminate. They were talking about how he had that quality and they thought he was gay. Why do we have to encourage our young people, our youth, to imitate homosexual hypocrites? If I'm around a homosexual, fine. But these people that bash homosexuals like Friends does, and yet they are homosexual, it ticks me off. It's not Christian. And I'm sick to death of hearing supposed Christians, even in my own church, which was supposed to be very biblical. Of course it wasn't. Do the same thing. Bash homosexuals, bash homosexuality, and yet they're into a program that is full-blown homosexual. Except for, being really obvious about it, except for just being blatantly obvious about it. It's a homosexual program. Hypocrisy, gossip, and they don't want to be around somebody because, they're not cool. It's teaching kids how to be superficial, how to be homosexual, how to be hypocrites, how to be a church lady. If anybody remembers, I'm sure somebody would remember, there was a Dana Carvey dressed up in a dress, which is his choice, and imitated an old lady dressed up in a dress and I think a gray wig with long hair and a bun, and was criticized. It was basically making fun of church lady, this ideal old woman that goes to church and criticizes everybody. And Friends does the same thing. It is highly intolerant show, highly homosexual show. It's no surprise that Jennifer Aniston supposedly is claiming that her husband, former husband Brad Pitt, I think they've gotten a divorce by now. Her former husband Brad Pitt, or to be former husband Brad Pitt at the time, was homosexual. Oh, Brad's gay. Well, someone would assume the same of you since you're on the show. It is not Christian material. And I'm sick to death of people going to church, pointing the finger at other people, reading their Bibles, praying, having these little groups, little meetings and church meetings and Bible studies, and yet they watch filth. The show is about homosexuality. That's what the show is about. It's not about Friends. I don't think of one of them, well, I don't know, maybe one of them or something like that. Basically, pretty much none of them were married. None of them were pretty much most of the time dating one another. They'd mock, this person or that person for not being cool. I think cool, I finally figured out, what cool means. I've known it for a while. I finally figured it out, though, one day. Cool is another word for homosexual. It's being able to mix and mingle and chitter-chatter. Matt LeBlanc is effeminate. He's just effeminate. Luke Perry is obviously effeminate. They're acting that way because that's what they are. It's a crappy show. And then people who, would freak out and start being all negative, would start, picking on people for being homosexual or for supposedly being homosexual. Watch a blatantly homosexual show that's hypocritical about it. Will and Grace is better. That's hypocritical about it, and it's gossipy about the same thing that they are. It's training our you can see it, I'd heard children when I taught the class when I did go to church, talking about how wonderful Friends was. Children getting into the homosexual, hypocritical, gossipy, you've got to be this tall to do this ride. Pardon my French. I didn't mean to say that. Didn't mean for it to necessarily come off like that way. But you've got to be this kind of person or I won't talk to you. And it's some flitty homosexual behavior, and that's what we're teaching our kids. that some two-faced, gossipy, homosexual, hypocritical, that puts a bee in my bonnet. I can handle homosexuals. I leave them alone for the most part. I'll talk with them maybe, be friendly with them maybe. Just say, oh, nice, nice to meet you. But that's it. I don't feel the need to pick on them. And since society is into this cool stuff, you get the impression that a lot of society is homosexual already. And that's putting it mildly. The kids going around, kids at church where I taught, going around, wanting to be this one kid. Someone said that he looked like David Schwimmer. David Schwimmer, if you ever, I saw another movie by him a while ago. Something about some island thing. He's a homosexual. So, drop the act. Either drop the homosexuality act, drop the effeminate homosexuality act, or drop the straight act. Pick one. It's a disgusting show. Hypocritical, backstabbing type of mentality, and that's how our kids are being raised, and that's adults are even watching this kindergarten play. They're immature, they're disgusting, they're unpleasant to watch. The type of people, the type of men that wax their eyebrows, anyway, so that's it. God bless. No hard feelings. I don't have hostility towards homosexuals. I have hostility towards this homosexual hypocrisy being shoved down our throats. And I get annoyed that supposed Christians are watching this lurid crap. Take your TV out, get a shotgun, and blow the hell out of it until it's unrecognizable. God bless.